Hi there, Mark Bowden here, expert in human behavior and body language, back with you again to look at AI and how you can use it really well to improve your communication. You'll remember just last week we were talking about Nvidia's Broadcast app and the eye contact AI aspect of that. That's a part of it that uses your graphics card in order to get the impression that you're looking down the center of the camera. It kind of overlays some animated eyes in order for you to look like you're getting that great eye contact. What I'm doing right now, by the way, is actually looking down the camera lens at you in order to get that eye contact. I've got my camera hanging in the center of my screen on my trusty Plexicam, just like so. All my content is therefore around the screen. Anything that I need to refer to, any people that I need to look at on calls, they would be around the screen. I just tend to use that. But yeah, there are moments when you go, gosh, it'd be great to be able to read from an auto cue or a teleprompt, be reminded of some content that I can't quite remember, or get some of the content exactly technically right, and it's hard to remember some of the words or phrases or elements of it. Wouldn't it be great to do that and get eye contact? That's the use case we're going to look at right now, and how we do that without disappearing right down Uncanny Valley. Uncanny Valley is that element of AI and robots whereby, to you, a human, your perception of that element, that robot element, that animated element, that AI element, it's just too real to be good. At the same time, it's not real enough. It's in this little niche valley of you going, ooh, I don't like it. It's a bit weird. I don't trust it. You don't quite trust it. It looks great, but you don't quite trust it. And this all reminds me of when I was working 20 years ago, now it's a long time as I think about it, on Return of the King, Lord of the Rings. Now what I was doing on that's a whole other story. The important thing about it is that Peter Jackson in that film, and by the way, won 11 Oscars. One of those Oscars was for special effects. Peter Jackson was doing the effects in a number of different ways and then toggling between them in any one scene. In any one scene, there might be 3 ways that an impression was being given to the audience, and because it would switch between those 3 ways, the brain gives up trying to see the effect. The magic is the magic. It just works because you stop trying to work out exactly how it works, because it's too complex for the brain. There's too many ways that it's working. And that's what I'm doing with you right now. I'm toggling between me actually looking down the lens and then the Nvidia piece of AI making me look down the lens. And at the start of any one conversation, if I do that enough, your brain should kind of unconsciously give up looking for how this effect might be being done. Now, of course, in any one conversation, I do want moments where my eyes drift off and look somewhere. I mean, imagine if my eyes didn't drift off to look in the calendar of my mind to go, oh, I wonder when we can deliver that on. Or let me just imagine that idea that you're talking about. Imagine if I imagined by staring down the lens at you, or imagine if I consulted my calendar, not in the theatre of my mind, but by staring down the lens at you and went, let me have a think about when I can make that meeting. Yeah, it would again be super weird. So in a conversation, a real conversation, we need time when our eyes go off. But at other points in a conversation or even a presentation, we need moments where we're getting strong eye contact because we want people to connect, but we have to grab our content from another part of the screen, maybe reading from an auto cue or a teleprompt. So why is the eye contact so important even when you're reading from a teleprompt? Well, eye contact is a crucial aspect of effective communication and has many benefits when presenting. Making eye contact with your audience helps to build trust and shows them that you're confident and sincere in your message. And all of that I read from an auto cue, but still had that eye contact with you. It's not like I can't remember some concept like that, but there are times when technical detail is really, really important. And that kind of stuff I may not remember so well. I mean, for example, if you said to me, hey, Mark, I understand that eye contact produces dopamine. Can you tell me a little bit more about dopamine? And I might think to myself, oh, okay, let me grab that content out of the back of my mind. Or I may think to myself, well, no, dopamine is a neurotransmitter, a chemical messenger in the brain responsible for transmitting signals between neurons. It plays a key role in the brain's reward and pleasure centers, regulating feelings of pleasure, motivation, and reward-seeking behavior. And then I'm able to toggle straight back to me really looking down the lens at you. Now, again, I might be able to create that kind of content off the top of my head. That content, by the way, was produced by a chatbot for me. I wouldn't myself explain dopamine in that way. I'd say, look, dopamine is the neurotransmitter of things are going to get good. It gives us really positive, great expectations. So sometimes it really is just better kind of pulling up your best idea about something, your best metaphor or symbol or story about something than reading what a chatbot might be able to come up with for you. And sometimes, look, you really need the clear detail. For example, somebody might say, well, what is the chemical structure of dopamine? Well, as you know, it's a molecule called catecholamine. Its a chemical structure is composed of a benzene ring, a hydroxyl group, and a side chain amine group. Its chemical formula, therefore, is C8H11NO2. Now, that kind of information is not really going to help you. It may help some kind of organic chemist or neuroscientist, but not that useful for you. But, you know, you and I may not be making these kind of technical presentations. For a technical presentation, it could be absolutely essential and useful to be able to complete that eye contact, keep that eye contact, and be able to read technical data at the same time by toggling between the AI app that gets eye contact and the real eye contact. Again, real eye contact, you're going to want your camera center screen. In fact, for the AI, you really need your camera center screen because as your eyes go off to the side in order to grab the content, it's easier for the AI to pull the eyes back again than if they go down to read off a screen or up to read off a screen. It doesn't quite follow so well. Anyway, hope that's useful for you. Mark Bowden, expert in human behavior and body language. Catch you around. Bye now.